Good Sunday morning to you. Here at the Gaston Christian Center in Dallas, I have just finished preaching to our mainly senior adult congregation. And now you might notice behind me that another congregation is getting ready for their worship service. These are the Chin people from Burma. They have the largest congregation of the 6 congregations that are worshiping in our building today. They'll be beginning their worship in just a little over an hour from now as they begin to prepare and get ready. And then later this afternoon, our African congregation will be worshiping in this space. And then the 3 other congregations will also be worshiping throughout the day. In fact, a couple of them, both Hispanic congregations, are worshiping in other areas of the building even as I speak. And this afternoon, another congregation of Burmese people, the Zomi people, will be having their worship. So 6 congregations are ministering and worshiping in and through this place called the Gaston Christian Center. It's a rather amazing thing that there will be probably between 300 and 400 people that will worship in this building today among these 6 congregations. And all of this is one of the primary reasons that the Gaston Christian Center exists. I'm going to take you into a couple of other areas of our building that I want you to see all the things that are going on and tell you a little bit about what's happening at the Gaston Christian Center during these really difficult days in our country. These congregations are networks of support and encouragement for all of their people. They come here each Sunday, and like any church, they gather together, and by being together, they leave encouraged and helped and find ways to get through these tough times that all of us are facing. We are now in the north building of the complex for the Gaston Christian Center. The center is made up of 2 identically sized buildings connected by an atrium. The south building mainly is used by the churches for worship, for the offices of Gaston Oaks Baptist Church, and now we're over in the north building. And you are looking down a hall that I want to tell you a little bit about. A number of years ago, probably 7 or 8 years ago, if you walked down this hall and opened any of the doors, all you would have found is junk. You would have found just all kinds of things left over from years of a church that began down in the city of Dallas, in the inner city, but moved out here in 1990. A church that had been Gaston Oaks Baptist Church since that time in this place, but was a senior adult congregation and needed to dream a new dream. And indeed they did. They started what is called the Gaston Christian Center. And one of the most amazing things that happened soon after that was that the Healing Hands Ministry Health Clinic came and located in this building. They completely refurbished this entire floor. So today, if you walk down this hall into any of the doors that you see, you would find offices, you would find exam rooms, a reception area for people literally from all over the world who come to Healing Hands, a charity health clinic that provides medical and dental services for the entire family. One of my most enduring memories of the past 18 months were the days that I saw a line of people that was stretched all the way down this hall and around the corner out into the atrium which connects the two buildings. That line at first was waiting for COVID testing. In more recent days, I have seen that line of people waiting to receive their vaccination. So what was an area that was just full of junk years ago is now a state-of-the-art charity health clinic that is touching the lives of more than 20,000 people every year. Now I'm in one of the classrooms for Gateway of Grace. And in just a few days, Gateway of Grace will begin again a new semester of teaching and encouraging immigrants and refugees, particularly from the Middle East. And I want to tell you something rather extraordinary. When they begin next week, there will be several people in that class who 2 weeks ago were desperately trying to get out of Afghanistan. They made their way to the airport in Kabul. There was even some violence that one of the little boys in the family actually saw a man get shot. But they were able to get on a flight out of Kabul to the Dulles Airport in Washington, D.C. after a stop in Frankfurt, Germany. And then finally, they were able to fly to the Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. And there they were met by Samira Page, the amazing woman who started Gateway of Grace several years ago here at the Gaston Christian Center. I cannot tell you what my heart feels when I walk into this place and see all the people that are coming to have their health needs met, to see people that are coming to Gateway and to begin the process of beginning a new life. Somewhere along the way, typically, they see that sign, Gateway of Grace, and they begin to ask questions. And one of the first questions that they typically ask is, what is grace? And that amazing woman who was born and grew up in Iran herself, who waded across the Rio Grande River and along with her family reported themselves for political asylum. And after locating in Dallas, connected with Wilshire Baptist Church, and there became a Christ follower and was baptized. As a result of all of that, Gateway of Grace was born. And in this place, in this Gaston Christian Center, these people are helped with so many things. The last 18 months have been really difficult for this entire world, our country, our city, and for the Gaston Christian Center. Our income has been less because of the pandemic, and our expenses have been more, particularly as we've begun to operate again and try to catch up on some of the maintenance problems. We really could use your help this year, perhaps more than ever before. And the North Texas Giving Day is a wonderful opportunity for you to help us. you'll find information, you'll find a link on how you can participate. I would like to ask you to do three things. I would like to ask you to pray for this ministry. Number two, I would like to ask you to give. If you could just give $25. If you want to give more, certainly that would be greatly helpful and appreciated. But just a gift of $25 by so many of you will make a huge difference. The third thing I'd like to ask you to do is, if you know me personally, if you appreciate this ministry, would you put a word of endorsement, encouragement about how you know me and how you know this ministry? And then would you share that with your friends on Facebook, whatever social media means, whatever you can do to let people know about what's going on and how lives are being touched and loved and ministered to in the name of Jesus. Thank you so much for your consideration.